exactly what's going on. And some of you guys, I put something on Twitter, some of you guys decided to attack me like I'm not the problem.
Right now, we're not talking about black on black crime.
Hey, first of all, let me finish. I met with this man yesterday.
We need to speak.
Let me finish first. That's the problem. Everybody wants to talk. We've been talking. We're about action. I'm gonna let you get your chance. But let me just tell you something, man. We got a guy that at least is willing to listen. He's at least willing. I let you say what you wanted to say to him because I think they need to feel the uncomfortableness of what's going on. I think they need to feel that. I think when you came over there the other day, you can roll your eyes at me, bro. I'm a brother too. I think you need the uncomfortableness that you had the other night. Everybody needs to feel that because that's the same damn uncomfortableness that I feel when I get pulled over in Houston, not in Grand Junction, in Austin, in some places where it's really thug. This ain't that place. But the issue is still the same. So here's what I want you to do. And if we don't do this, my guys, we're going to dip now because we got a deal. Just chill. I'm not trying to be your daddy. I'm not trying to be your uncle. I'm just trying to let you hear. Because what we're not going to do is attack this man and not let him talk. You got issues. I want him to hear your issues. He's willing to hear your issues. What we're not going to do, though, is be disrespectful to anybody in here. Because we got a guy that's willing to listen.
It's his job.
It is his job. But they don't do their job all the time. You just saw that.
Give him a pat on the back.
No, I'm not saying clap for the mailman, man. I'm telling you,
right now,
we need to have a civil conversation. Hold on, son. I'm the leader right now.
I don't think so.
Just relax. We're going to talk to this man, and he's going to talk back to you. But it's got to be civil, or else we ain't going to get nowhere. Chief, haven't I talked to you like this?
Yes, sir.
Here's what I told his ass. People are burning down in this country, and I got no water for them. I got no water. I don't agree. I got no water. I walk right past and let it burn. Ask the man your question. I'm just asking everybody, listen. Listen. If you're going to ask a question, just listen.
For sure.
That's all we need to do. I appreciate you.
Hey, but before we move any forward, thanks. Sir, come here. How we bridge this gap between us?
We start working.
I'm asking you. I'm not asking you.
Right, but we gotta start working. We gotta start talking. We gotta have conversations about what our relationship's like. We gotta have grace.
We here. Let's talk.
I'm doing it. You gotta let me finish. I'm gonna listen to you. You gotta listen to me. That's how this is gonna work, right? We're gonna do a partnership and we're gonna talk. We gotta have grace for one another. We've gotta listen openly. We've gotta address our own biases that we have. Figure out how we get past those biases. Because like Coach said, we don't have that in Grand Junction. I'm not talking about Minneapolis. I'm not talking about that because I can't control that yet. But I can control what we do here. And I can start working to that, and that's my pledge. I would not be standing out here and telling you this if I didn't mean it. Because when I send out those tweets on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about.
It's Twitter.
But it's also me talking from the heart. If that's my platform, let me use my platform. Please have respect for that. That's all I ask.
So what's action? What's action based next?
First step was the other day when we had some coffee and just sat down and said we need to do some talking. Next step is we have more meetings. We sit down and go, all right, who else can we bring into this? Let's look at policies. Let's look at how we interact with one another. Let's look at how we can work better together to achieve the kind of community we all want to live in. And why can't we be the example throughout the country to say that's how you do it?
Because we shouldn't be responsible for fixing and break. I shouldn't have to compromise over justice, over equality. I'm supposed to be cool with you after we've been dying for how long?
500 years.
Now it's, let's talk. You should have talked way back when y'all stole the first from Africa.
See, you're not giving me an option. You just literally took the conversation.
I need action. I don't want to talk. If we had 44 presidents, we could have talked.
It all starts.
How long you been on the staff? We could have been talked. Why do you have to wait for a tragedy for you to come tap into the community?
How do you know what I'm not already talking about?
Because I ain't talking to you. I'm in charge of them. So if you ain't talk to me, you ain't talk to them.
Have you three said talk to me before?
Sir, I had at y'all on Twitter. I didn't even see you down where we started when I said, sir, chief of police, this is where we at. I seen them. Sir, this is exactly where we at. He knew his own players is telling me, oh, the coach won't show up. It's not my leader. Talk to the people.
That's fine, that's where we're going. We're gonna talk, we're gonna figure out options, we're gonna figure out actions. So that's all we can have, is conversations first to start it off, and then we move from there. There's no other alternative. That's what we have to do. We have to talk. Because I can tell you, this community is on edge right now, and that's on both sides of
Who's
the
it
spectrum,
dangerous for?
and you know
Who's it
that
dangerous
it's
for?
on both sides.
On both sides. Who's it in both sides? Who's it dangerous for? I'm coming down here to talk to you to protect these 30, 45 black people in this room. I'm not coming here down to talk to you all. We feel like looting, we feel like rioting. Nah. That same little Black Lives Matter protest they had down there where these black leaders is just down there listening and watching, we getting called on the way here. Don't want to talk, bro. Do something. What do I need to do? I'm a citizen.
What do you think
What do you think you can do?
I'm here. I'm here. My people here.
are you willing to?
Your people not here though. You got three of them. How many of y'all?
But if I had more people here, you know, I'd hear the comments of, you've got too many cops. That's exactly what I do.
We want to talk to you. Don't assume.
I
Don't
speak-
assume.
I speak for all of them.
What's the first thing I asked y'all when we linked up? Where the rest of y'all at?
This is my department. This is my department, so I speak for them.
I speak for them and they still here. That's not an excuse. They're all here. Black, white, Mexican, etc., etc. They're here.
So are you telling me right now that you don't think this is productive, what we're doing right now?
It's productive because you're finally listening. That's why. Productive because you can hear me. I'm with a guy right here. I'm with a guy right here.
Hear what you
I'm
said.
sorry, what are some of the things that you think you can do to
We start having the conversations.
some conversation, like, give me some options on what you think.
Tell him your story. Tell him how you just got out of this jail in this county and your clothes was pissed on. Tell him about that.
Yeah, I mean,
He got the bag outside. His clothes is pissed on by officers.
my clothes were pissed on by officers, but, I mean.
You want to talk?
What are some things, I mean, to be proactive in a situation, like, what are some of the things you think, what are some of the options that you feel like, you know, where you can start to wherever, you know, the community and the officers can start to coexist peacefully to where.
What do you tell your office?
Yeah, like, what are some things you can tell your officers, like, what are the options?
How do you lead?
That's a great question. So we've had conversations in all the briefings already after this happened, and I explained, I'm pissed, quite frankly. I'm angry about this whole situation. And they're angry about the situation. Our fraternal order of police is angry about this situation.
I mean, I can understand you being angry, that's just an emotion, that's just energy and emotion, but what do you?
But it's the start, right? It's the catalyst.
So, okay, so anger, so in what way are you gonna use that anger towards actually helping, like, the community?
That's where we start having conversations like Coach and I had. And
Bro,
he's
he just got out of jail today.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but like, as far as, you're angry, but I mean,
He got
what,
today,
you're
his
angry
clothes
at,
pissed
you're angry at the way people are being treated, so what are you telling your officers to stop, to be to be proactive about the situation, like, what are you
How are
saying
you
to your
leading?
officers? How are you leading them? Are you telling them, you know, hey guys, if you see a black guy, just take 2 seconds to stop and pause, don't think that he's stealing something, or, you know, take the time out, or don't be extra aggressive when you see him, because I know it tends to be when I'm walking down the street, if they stop me, it's not a normal, hey, you know, I get extra aggression. You know what I'm saying? They call the whole squad out for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not just.
Well, no, we don't call
No,
it
no,
squad. So let's be clear.
no.
Hang on,
You
before
don't
we
know
throw
what. You
things
don't know
out.
anything. You don't know anything, sir. I'm
Right.
sorry. You just don't know.
But I do know we
I
have
do
those
know
body
that.
cams.
Huh?
And you know why we have those body cams? Is because we want to be
Okay, so
transparent.
can I explain to you my case, sir?
I'm
I'll
actually
explain
up
it to you.
there.
I don't think
Yes.
I try not to get the
Absolutely.
police in trouble, but I was stopped the other day. I was chased by half of Grand Junction. You dig what I'm saying? And this is just mainly the sheriff's department. The other day in front of the homeless shelter, you guys, I was outside the car. Y'all hit me with DUI, driving while intoxicated. Broke into a safe in my car. Okay, this is on your police body cams. My arresting officer, if you want to pull up my case, I had marijuana in my pocket right here. The arresting officer pulled the marijuana out my pocket and showed it on his dash cam, and he put it back in my
We
car.
don't have dash cams.
You just said you have your little.
I said we have body cams.
Yeah,
We don't have
well,
dash
you know,
cams.
I mean, whatever you want to call it. Okay?
No, it's different, because the place I'm from.
I'm sorry. You know what?
Again,
You're
you see-
right. But no, he pulled out. You're absolutely right. Well, let's
Hang
just
on,
get to the
from my
point.
previous
He pulled the
place, we
marijuana
had
out of my
dash
pocket.
cams.
He
So
pulled
just
the
so everybody understands
sir,
this, Mike.
sir. This is a true
Very
story. He pulled the marijuana out of my pocket, showed it to his officer. I said, he asked me what it was. I said, sir, that's marijuana. He picked it up and he put it back in my pocket. I went to jail and I got charged with intent to bring drugs into jail when he put the shit back in my pocket when I was in the car. I swear to God, I can look at my arresting officer. Anybody got a phone right now? I can tell you who the arresting officer, who he put it back in my center pocket right here. And I got hit with charges of trying to intent to, what do you call it? Into jail. Okay? That's what he did. And they also broke into a safe in my car. The officer asked me, he said, hey, do you know the code to the safe? I said, yes, I do, officer, but it's not safe. They went and used a fucking lock picker kit that he's sitting on the side and picked the lock in my car. I wasn't in it. And check this out. They stopped me for a DUI. They said I was under the influence. The officer sat me down on his car. He said, and this is on your little cameras too. He said like this. He gave me a test. He said, hey man, I want you to count to 30. And so I counted to 30 in my head. I was exactly on time. The officer behind him said he passed the test. Do you know that they still kept me sitting on that car and they went into my car? I wasn't even by my car. He went and opened my door. I wasn't driving, you know, and I got hit with DUI. He walked to my car and went in there and he asked me, did I have the key to my safe, and broke into it. So, I mean, this is what I had to do. And then on top of that, I went to jail and got hit with charge. And then they pissed on my clothes when I got out. The man can smell it in my bag. I didn't go there with pissy clothes.
Today.
And they took one of my shoes just to embarrass me and gave me these.
You know
So,
what? I don't run the jail, right?
it's not about that.
You said you're the leader, bro.
Look, I mean, the sheriff's department, the sheriff's department, I know that's a different jurisdiction. I know they have different what's names, but this is what happened to me. This is my story, and it's a fact. This is a fact. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I just happened to run into these fellas the other day. When I seen this man the other day, I was being chased by half of Grand Junction. They had so many undercovers on me, and I choose not to speak of why, because I don't want to, you know, I'm still trying to. No, it's not even incriminating myself. I'm trying to help the officers out. That's the true story. I'm still trying to help the officers out, and I put them on blast. But I'm saying, what are you guys doing to proactively to actually tell your officers to stop? I mean, to stop the.
If that's the story that came out today, I just met him walking here.
And that's the God's honest truth. We can look it up.
What's the action? Because if you're talking,
I just had to plead guilty to it just to get out of jail.
Days ago, and
I was not driving under the influence, man.
I had a conversation yesterday. This is today.
I wasn't driving under influence. I didn't have drugs in my system. None of that. But I still had to plead guilty in order to get out of jail. I spent 20 days in jail and I had to plead guilty. You know, I had to take a plea bargain. They hit me up with all of those charges, and you know, my list of charges was this thick. But I had to do that in order to get out of jail. So I mean, man, it's up. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do nothing. I was not driving while under the influence. You can look at my arresting officer and look at the case yourself, bro. I would like you to. That'd be nice, because I mean, even beforehand, I heard them say that they wanted to take my truck. And I mean, we can talk later on about what the real deal is, what it's really about. But I mean, what do you?
So the question was, how do you lead? So the question is, how do we lead our officers? We train much more than the state mandate. Much more.
Training in what?
Hang on. Guys, I don't need to talk. You gotta give me a second,
all right,
please.
I'm sorry.
I
apologize.
I expect the same thing back out of courtesy.
So that's all I ask.
Absolutely right, officer.
Okay?
Okay.
So we do de-escalation training, all those types of things that help us to sort of go into a situation. We have co-responders where officers work with clinicians to deal with some of the challenges in our community that other agencies don't have. And we have officers that are embedded at CMU. We have a unique relationship because our officers work with the police department for CMU. Most universities have their own police department. We're different because we're the cops there. And we keep that area safe. That is our goal, and that is what we do.
Is it not proof that doesn't work if this just happened?
Yeah, I got a question. How long have y'all been doing this training?
Is that not proof it doesn't
Training-
work? If
is
this
it
just
training
happened,
directly
started?
from it?
First
I've been here
Or-
30 years and
30 years,
almost
30 years
that
in on this
and
training.
they're pissing on his
But it's
clothes?
still
Y'all been doing this for
Okay,
30
guys,
years?
stop a second, guys.
Can't address that
We
when
don't
you-
run the jail. See,
They
you're
don't. They don't.
doing
This is
exactly
different
what it is that I
jurisdiction.
can't fight. I cannot fight that yet.
But the case
Yes.
that I have.
Why can't
Because I'm not in
you
charge
walk
of
across
the
the
jail.
street and say, y'all need to stop doing this?
I
What does
am
it
in
take
charge
for that?
of the jail.
You don't need a position to be a human.
See, when
For you to walk across the street and say, sir, I don't believe in what y'all doing over here. Stop doing this.
Because
As a
you
man.
literally just heard it.
1,000 cases like this.
That's only the one you heard. That's the real, that's only the one you know about.
And it gets worse
So,
than that.
Coach, thoughts?
Let's go.
Okay.
No, you don't have to listen to me. My players stay here.
I want to hear what you have.
What he said made me reach out to him because I got 130 guys, right? Over 70 of them are black or brown, right? So nobody wants to hear this right now. Everybody wants action, right? We came together yesterday to figure out the action, right? This brother got a problem. Chief Shoemaker will at least acknowledge that there's a problem. Because there's a lot of places that you go where the chief won't even come out, he'll send somebody. And I'm not defending Chief Shoemaker. Listen to me, as a white man. I'm defending that we at least here together right now.
But we
can come out, we weren't here before. I've been here 6 months, I've never even been in this lobby.
We're here now, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like, so let's move past that and let's talk about what is obvious. There is a real live problem.
I'm saying he's going to acknowledge that there's a problem.
We know that.
Chief, have you acknowledged that there's a problem?
A big problem.
Thank
That he's acknowledged it.
Thank you.
And I think that's what we need, man. We need somebody to acknowledge that there's a problem. Now let's come up with the solution. Racism ain't my problem.
That's what I was on. Solution.
Racism ain't my damn problem as a black man. It ain't your problem as a black man. I'm not racist against myself. Let me just say that. I'm not racist against me. It ain't my problem. And that's what I told him. But I do think his people need education. I do think that. I'm going to get a chance.
The only education that they can get can't come from you, like a person that they can trust whenever you walk in the building.
Well, if it don't come from me right now, then
racism ain't your problem.
You just said,
Racism
but I'm
ain't
willing.
your problem.
It ain't my problem, bro, but I am willing.
It is your problem.
He's willing.
It is your problem. It's
He's
everybody's
willing.
problem, bro.
Listen
We
to-
all need to come together and get some stuff.
All right,
Go ahead.
that's
We all need to
I got
come
one
together.
question. And I'm
What's your question?
I'm finna skate. I'm sorry, but I feel like in the world that we live in right now, like there's so many different perspectives and biases, and I just want to know what it is that you do as a chief to kind of vet people as they're coming in to police officers to make sure that the biases and perspectives.
That's a good question.
That's a fantastic question. Our process is when we hire, I will tell you what we put, and that's why I put it on Twitter. When I put it on Twitter, the message was this: there are some insurmountable things, nearly insurmountable, to get hired here, because we put you through 2 psychologicals. We go to your house. We go to your neighbor's house. We go talk to your employers. We talk to you. We put you through all these different things to make sure that you have the mindset, the right mindset for what we do here, because that's what we're passionate about. If you don't like how we police, then you don't belong here. And so when we put people through the ringer, it takes 3 to 4 months to get people hired, just to get hired on board. But we do that for a reason. And so to your point, which is a very good point, we are tough to get hired on too. I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. So,
Do you think there needs to be like more strenuous like things that not just in this police, like I guess you could say, but just around the country in order
Yes.
to become a police
yes,
officer?
there needs to be, yes. By far, there need to be different standards on a nationwide basis.
And how do we take steps to create policy that is conducive to actually
Sure.
enforcing police like requirements around the country?
Right.
Like there's places in the country where you can go to a custom police academy for a couple months and now you got to back off of that.
Yep, and that's a problem. You're exactly right. So we start local, we figure out what we can do to have conversations. We're on a good track right now with us. I feel good about this, really good about it. But we need to start talking on a grander scale as to how all of this other stuff affects what we do as a profession. There's no question. So you are spot on right.
I'm here to take off. I appreciate everybody here. Y'all be safe. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
How does your stringent hiring relate to having had to fire a few officers in a batch a couple years ago for using homeless people's vehicles?
Well, I wasn't here, and that was about 7 years ago. So I've only been here 2 years, guys, just so you know.
About today, you know, because everybody's anger is all high, but anger fades. We got to be consistent with a plan. But we can't come up here and be like, oh, we don't got no plan. What's the plan? What do y'all got for us? What? That sounds crazy to me, what he just said. And I like what he's doing. You know, he's leading us out here, but we got to take another step in that. I can't come to him with no plan, and he come to me with no plan. What's that going to do?
Nothing.
Agreed.
Nothing.
And you got to know how to talk so people can understand and not have their own biases. Because once you know how to do that, then you can change anything.
And when they have their own biases,
Correct.
then you figure out how to get past it and how to still be a good human being at the core. Period.
But I don't know what the plan is, but this is the first step. This is the first step. I don't know what the plan is, but we got to be consistent. Will you?
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is.
Black, white,
Hispanic, we're all here.
Look, I want you guys to
We're
do
here.
me a favor. I want you to hold me accountable. And I'm not scared of that statement. Great, hold me accountable. Start talking about it. Okay, what are we doing, chief? And give us some time. This is not an overnight thing. This is a marathon, not a sprint. But my pledge to you on film, and even on our own department film, is that hold me accountable.
When do you want your first check-in?
I don't think she's joking.
We're gonna meet on Friday.
I get that.
Yeah,
We're meeting on Friday well, actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow, actually.
We have a meeting with some student groups. So we've got a few things going that way, and then we figure out what our steps are gonna be, and we work it together. But Coach and I are gonna work on that, and we're gonna get other people involved. So trust in the process, and we're gonna make some changes.
Do you have distinct anti-blackness like combating training for your officers and recognizing like the history of anti-blackness in America and how they can combat
We
that?
have what's called
as
racial
individuals?
bias training, yes.
How does that pan out specifically? Like what are the topics covered?
Well, what we do is we talk about working with others regardless of perceived biases, internal biases, how to get past those biases, all those types of things that we deal with. But what I like, and what Coach and I talked about, is bringing somebody from the black community in to give that specific training here to talk about some of the issues that the gentleman, I think he already left, with his experience and his perceptions. Because whether or not, doesn't matter if all that stuff is factually correct or not, that's his experience. So that's what I need to understand, is to understand his experience.
And so if you're not a part of the CMU campus or college campus or part of the football team, but you are a member of color of this department, how do you find out about, how do you get included or become a part of these meetups or part of the change that you guys are having a sit down this week? How does someone who's not a part of?
Everything we do, we're gonna put it out there for the community. I'm just using my team to link up with Chief's team and form one team. And then if we can do it as 130, people like football, that's just the harsh reality of it. And so if they can see the football team linking up with Chiefs team, not to get our players out of trouble, but to understand, get comfortable with each other, and we not be in fear of the police, his people not be in fear of us, because we're about to infuse 40 to 50 more black and brown faces into this community. So it's about to get real, and that's what I talked to him about yesterday. And so we'll put that stuff out there on Twitter. We're not using Twitter to get likes and do all that stuff. I've shut down my stuff in recruiting to talk about this right here, to really make change. Not just get mad, get angry, get pissed, and walk out. It's not what I'm doing. That's not what these guys are about. We had a team meeting yesterday, 130 guys on Zoom, and we talked about issues that he and I talked about. So we're supposed to meet Friday, we're gonna meet tomorrow. You're on live, that's live. We're meeting tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow. Now, here's what happens. Everybody can't come to the meeting initially because we gotta have something to roll out. And then, here's what we know. Everybody ain't gonna be happy either way. Everybody ain't gonna be happy, but the issue is getting addressed. Because when you look at me, I don't know why it's so hard to see I'm black. And I've been here 6 months to the day, my ass is black, and it's a problem. There's a real problem, and Chief understands that. And so we're gonna get the issue fixed because it's my issue. I'm not like the last guy, this is my issue. And I'm gonna use my program and my platform to get with Chief's team, form one team, and we'll let everybody in this community know, and hopefully we can be the example, just like we are in this COVID-19 business. We got committees and all that stuff for COVID-19. We didn't know what the hell was going on. Now we got another pandemic that we got to address. And we're going to address that one head on right now too.
You guys mind if I take this? I'm burnt
So-
out. Seriously, do you mind?
I have another question for you, Coach. That gentleman that just walked out of here, I work at the local news station, KREX, and I've been following the group around the city. And you say that he's angry, he's walking out in anger. How do we reach those people?
We have to keep talking to them. We have to keep fighting. It's going to seem like an argument at first, but we're both just expressing our emotions. You got to understand, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were two polar opposites in getting stuff done, but the ultimate goal was getting something done. And eventually, things did progress. Nowhere near where they need to be. First one to admit that. But we're not in chains anymore either. So we have to admit that too, that we have come a way. We still got a long way to go. And that's why we're going to do it here in this community and be the example. So we'll keep talking to that young man. I'm not afraid. Some of these guys don't agree with me half the time. And it's okay. It's okay. We'll love him through it. He might not want to hear that right now, but we're going to love him through it. These guys know what our program is about. We got dog in us. We're disciplined, we're obedient, and we got a lot of damn grit. And we're going to show that in this community and on this issue especially. Chief, appreciate you. See you tomorrow. All right. Yep. Fellas, make sure you shake Chief's hand.